Hey there, folks. How we doing? Didn't expect I'd be making this video. Excuse me. But there's something I need to do. There's some things to explain what's going on right now. Anyway, it's 8:10 a.m. Friday, April 28th, 2017. Bada boom, bada bing. 8:11. Okay. 11 is songs. 11 is strong self, and 8 is data, knowledge. That once digested and understood is an understanding, and the more collection of understandings you have, the greater your wisdom. Which doesn't mean you're any better than anyone else, but you're stronger or better than who you used to be, and that's where better than applies, is to yourself. I've been going into people's heads now. Excuse me. Cranking them up, changing them. You can feel me moving around in your head when you're young and eat good, in good health, and not drugging up. Your head grows in physical size, but the brain grows inside. That's why the skull is grown in size to match it. Awakening and increasing your abilities, all this stuff I've proven. Maybe not to some scientist that wants to do 1,000 tests with wires hooked up to your head on different people, whatever, doesn't matter. I've proved it. I've also proven this everywhere, and it's gotten into the legal system now. But medical doctors, scientists, psychiatrists, and like I said, now it's in the legal field. I've talked before about DNA. Excuse me. My energy's messing with my body a little bit. I'm trying to find the right word to say it, and it's just pushed me to keep moving forward, keep going. I'm not going to drop dead anytime super soon, but I got to keep going. There's stuff to do, and it's like if you want to walk a mile, you got to take that next step. You got to keep going. Anyway, I'm doing this for everyone and everything. This is about someone doing this to prove that it's real, and that opens the door for you to become who you are inside and be all you can be, and nobody can say crap without you taking something and shoving it in their face and say, here's your proof, asshole, eat it. You've never been allowed to become who you are. You've also been forcibly told and made to understand within your hypothalamus gland that you are not anything but a physical body that should be beaten on. And what do religions say? You're sinners. What do governments say? Oh, you owe us. Keep paying. We'll tell you when to stop, and you ain't going to hear it from us. We'll tell you when you need to pay more. Yeah, a lot of love and compassion in this system, huh? And religion's talking about the loving God. What are they, fracking nuts? You don't think you can do what you can actually do because you were told you can't. You were made to think you can't. You were made to understand you can't. It was the original angels that were just servants doing what they were told. Told you couldn't do it. Well, bullcrap. You are who you are, which is incredible. Ancient beings. You can do things. What I tell you can do, you can do. A lot of you use your abilities all day long, but just it's very soft. Excuse me, and especially the seers, when they start seeing stuff, then you tend to deny it. That's enough of that. I've talked for a long time as I've been cranking you up. Years. How many years? I don't know. 2012? 2011? I don't know. I can't remember when I started. I do know I was doing it in 2012, but I don't know if I did it in 2011. I think I did. Anyway, whatever. The thing is, I've been doing this a while. Hold on one second. Excuse me, I had to turn the AC unit back on. Anyway, I've been cranking you all up for years. I've tried to explain what's going on, how I can do it, why. It's not like, yay, Jay, okay? Nah. This is about you, making you become alive. The most important thing I had to do when I was in this body, one last time in the physical body, never again, is to clean up the other side. Okay? Janitor time. Done. Information. Who are you? Where'd you come from? Where did everything come from? Bada boom. Creation. This beginning your origin. Book 1. Book 2. Creation. This journey evolving into paradise. Book 3 isn't out yet. It's barely been started. It's called Creation, Walking Through the Door. Walking through the door, which is literally becoming yourself. Everyone in creation walking through their own door, relaxing, calming down, open your mind up. You can think of it as a shutter on the camera that opens up like this, a door that opens any way you want. It's things opening up. Think of it as a door melting and just disintegrating, just falling away as dust. Then there you are, your true self flowing. Learning how to talk with your spirit guides. Boom. Okay? Big stuff. Just go to thespiritualfoundation.com and you'll find out about all that stuff. Using stone energy. Okay? Here's some of the citrine I put in some of the spheres. I don't know if you can see it at it's small pieces. It has to be because I got to move them around. Okay, this is grade AAA citrine. Okay, everything I buy the best I can. I've helped you with that to help you understand. All this stuff is to help you understand that there's things around you were never aware of, that they help you. And what do they help you do? Become who you are. They help you open up and be you, not the thing that's sitting in a chair watching this. Because you're not awake. Most all of you, anyway, that are out there, everywhere are not awake. Now, I realize a lot of you that listen to me, you're aware stuff's going on. That's the only reason you listen to me. But when I'm talking out here to the camera, I'm not just talking to y'all. I'm talking to less than 4% of the population of this planet is awake. And remember, people are going to listen to this, pretty good for 100 years anyway. It'll be offered. It'll be left there. It'll just. This is about everyone becoming themselves, and it's fracking time you were left alone and unhindered, so you can do that. It's also time for you to see what's going on in the second dimension, the one that runs this one. Not to see every single detail because you won't be able to, but you know what? You need to know it's there. You need to know it exists. You need to talk with stuff. Your loved ones, when they pass, talk to them. If they're in a body, you're strong. You'll be strong enough where you can see and feel. You know, that they're in a body, they're out of body. The field. The source field. Hey, you don't like it? Tough crap. That's part of me. That's a small part of what I am inside this body, okay? It's all changing. It's all changing to be what it should have been in the first place. Creation, this physical dimension, the third dimension, creation itself, not just the third dimension, but all of it, should have existed from the very beginning to be a place for you to grow naturally, as you want to, but not being allowed to overdo it. Because you overdo it, you build up abuse frequencies within your own. You don't corrode your own frequencies, but you build up new ones inside, and it just kind of rattles you, like makes you too nervous. That's what it's like. You need to be aware of basic stuff going on around you, and you just keep growing. You become yourself. The physical body is going to be going away, folks. There's so much stuff that's just now getting ready. It's started, but it's just at the very beginning of moving. If you see trains starting to take out from a station, an old one, they start real slow, very slow, like those big long trains, and eventually get up some speed. They'll be there. Fire engine. Wow, they're in a rush on the other side. It's parts of me. Anyway, there's something that I need to do right now. This is not, I'm not going back in business. No way. I'm doing this is something different that I've never done before. It's an ICUC. But there's something different that's going to happen, and there's certain qualifications for this. I'm going to do one crank up, just one. Not a second, third, no, just one crank up, but it's going to be with 3 people. Y'all know me, okay? Homosexual, heterosexual, I don't give a damn. I know who you are, okay? I know your past lives. I know what's going on. This stuff means nothing to me. However, because I'm male energy, I need a male and a female that live together, okay, that are very close. Hopefully, might have children, and then a third person who could be living in a house or a little farther away, a friend. I'm looking for that, for these 3 people to have a consult, just one time with 3 people, that's it. And I'm going to do something different. It is the ICUC, but there's something different at the end of it. This is about DNA. Okay, anytime a source member goes into you and cranks you up, it changes your DNA. This is a different type of DNA modification. It was early 2016 when I was opening up John Essex Spiritual Consulting, and going through when I was first opening up, I went through some big bad headaches. Business was literally taken away for a while, and it had to be, because I had to go through physical change in my brain. Extremely painful. After I did that, the crank-ups changed, not just for myself, but for all source that's here in body doing crank-ups. Excuse me, coffee. Good stuff, but kicks back sometimes. Okay, that's really when I started asking people if they would to start feeling their aura. It's a little bit after that, because I wanted them to start feeling, right around that time, I wanted them to start feeling the energy difference. Okay? If you relax, put your hands over your head, aim your palms and fingers towards your the top of your head. See, your aura comes out sideways. That's energy. Your actual spirit flows through the body core, and then part of it goes up and out into the rest of your spirit outside of your body, hanging around, goes through a huge filter on your head, just goes right through and goes out. So your emotions and stuff, the jerky emotions and stuff, get caught by the filter. They stay here. Um, after getting my head pounded hard, something was added to the crank ups. That's why they went from a crank up consult to intensive crank up consult, because what happened at the end was I would reach in and pull energy, certain energy out of your body, and then open other stuff up. When I would do that, I would go in and literally take away energy, source energy that was put in your brain to keep your energy from flowing. Is the way I would explain it. You could think of your energy going through a garden hose. Well, then it starts after doing this. It's like it goes through a fire hydrant. When I do it to people, they go to feel the aura again. It's like, holy crap! It's either gone or huge. And I said, put your hands out to the side. What do you feel? Heat and everything. I said, that's your aura. That's not even your main flow of spirit. You just can't reach it. But people feel it after I crank them up. Beforehand, you feel it. After I crank you up, you feel it again. After I will go ahead and release it, then all of a sudden you're feeling it way up in the air. After I did that in a body, it's a natural process for me. Remember, I'm just like you. I have a little piece of me inside a body, and the rest is flowing out everywhere. All of you, too big, you can't fit in your bodies anymore. I mean, that hasn't happened for a long time, okay? Maybe for some of you, it hasn't been for 1 trillion years, okay? Or more. So many, trillion lives, I'm sorry. Just a lot more than 1 trillion years. Anyway, the field being just a part of me that's out there, and there's a lot of me outside working on my head, doing all kinds of stuff, sometimes cranking up people, starting to do a soft crank up on people before I'm going to go into them, sometimes helping someone that needs help. I'm a janitor. It's my job, but I can't do it correctly until I'm out of here. In the meantime, it's not that I can't do anything. It's not that I'm not doing anything. I am. People go, oh, Jay's got a God complex. No. No such thing. No such thing as a God. An all perfect, all loving God wants you to fracking praise it. If anything was worth praise, why the hell would it want it? Number one. Number two, why the hell would it allow it? A simple question. It's a simple question. That right there blows away every fracking religion there is. They're all full of shit. There's some nice words in there, so what? You put sprinkles on top of fertilizer, you got fertilizer. I ain't stepping in it, and I'm walking around it. Am I mad? Well, I'm disgusted with the way things are. It's not your fault. I know how it started. In the original first being, now dead. I know how it went that way, but it wouldn't turn around. It wouldn't stop. It increased the abuse on creation, the abuse on it. Anyway. So, when my other source family members, when they go to, to actually do a crank up on you, in ICUs, the intensive crank up consult, whatever they want to call it, cool. When they go in there and do that release at the end, it still happens. The field, which is part of me, is right there making sure it happens. Okay? They didn't have to go through the pain and everything, but that's fine. That's the field's job. The strongest female source energy, it's her job to work with people's lives and do stuff like that, while others are doing the same thing, but they're the ones that kind of move through everything, keep it fluid. The male source energy, the alpha male source energy, yeah, or malpha, that's male alpha, right? The malpha energy, the male alpha spirit, its job, and it's going to be source, because this source is by far the strongest. The source has all the different pieces of everything in it. That's all. It's no better than crap. Sometimes it sucks more than anything else. But anyway, it is what it is. That's why everybody should be treated as an individual. That's what. Oh, I can't believe all the energy I have. I was literally couldn't hardly even breathe this morning getting up, and it wasn't that long ago. And folks, it ain't the coffee. But you have what you need to do. You're going to receive. Same way I'm getting it right now. Sweating too. I got the AC on. I'm still sweating. Anyway, so that's it. Happens through the field. Okay, the male, the alpha male spirit. Its job is to be the field, and when everybody everywhere tries to use goes to use their abilities, it helps them. It's a big job. You know how many billions of people there are, and so many on trillions of planets. So anyway, that's why I said that you all have no idea who you really are when you're out of your body. You all are huge, incredibly intelligent. You know, but Jay thinks is this, Jay thinks is that. No, I'm the janitor, but I'm the strongest son of a bitch there is. You want to kick my ass? Good lunch. Good luck. I hope I brought you lunch. Good lunch. My head's still scattered, but my body's got the energy to keep going. I have to. I'm proving a lot of things. That there might be a name to it for a while. That Jay, like when it finished with this stuff with the quartz and everything. But that's going to fade away. That won't matter. Jay doesn't matter. It's not important. Jay doesn't mean shit. What matters is that someone did it. And that opens the door for you to do it. And when people say something, you put the information in front of the face and say, eat me. Okay? Sometimes change comes with a hammer, and I got a damn big one. I don't mean nothing, man. I'm just me. Okay? I'm the janitor. Just leave me alone. Just don't mind me. Listen to what I say. It's all relative to you. You have to understand. I have to say to you, so you have the opportunity. Man, this is crazy. So that you have the opportunity to understand how it happened. That's all. That's all. So what's going on now? There's part of it when I do these, I've been saying for years, like especially relative to the scanner and other stuff, there's parts of your brain that I won't talk about. I won't tell anyone what they are. I keep that to myself. Okay? This part of the this part, it's like hesitating talking. This part of the brain is what's involved in aggressive DNA manipulation through the whole body. That's what this crank up is about. That's why I'm hoping I'll find a younger couple, 30 or younger, in the 20s would be really good, and go into them and open this up, because their children are going to be very special, very strong. The DNA is like the wiring we have in a house. On a circuit breaker in a house, you can, if you have small wire, you're going to have a 15 amp circuit breaker. Okay. If your the DNA is like wiring. If you have really strong DNA, you can have a 300 amp breaker. That's how you move power. That's how you move energy. It's also relative to metaphysical abilities. But the most important part of it is the DNA. But it is relative to increased metaphysical abilities. After I'm gone, there'll be a lawsuit brought up against Western Union for calling me a fraud. I won't be there. Deanna and Paul will. And I expect them to go into some members of the jury. Crank them up. It'll probably be probably about a $3 million lawsuit. I don't know. We'll find out. Deanna already knows the minimum to accept. But whatever, that's a minimum. I expect her to go after more. But when they prove it to members of the jury, wham! Crank up members of the jury jury right there in court, in front of everybody. Bada boom, bada bing. This is all being done to justify who you really are. This is me cleaning up your office, so when you come back into work or to live, cleaning up your living room, you have a nice place. Doorknobs tight, everything works. Turn the light switch on, there's no problem, lights come on. This is so no one ever has the right to come up to you, legally, morally, or anything else, and say, you can't do that, and you say, really? Bullshit. It's not about me. I can't wait to get out of this damn vehicle. I ask you not to be like that and just have a life. But I told you there was something keeping me here. It had to do with quartz. It has to do with DNA too. This is all going to happen because this is the only way that creation can move forward. Period. An understanding of equality between everything. Nothing's any better than nothing else. You can do things better than yourself. You can do different things better. You can improve yourself, make yourself better. And you can perform a task better than someone else, and they can perform different tasks better than you. But because you all exist, you are equal. And if someone gets abusive and aggressive, they're going to be put somewhere else or deleted. That's how you get rid of crap. You got a mess on the floor, you mop it up. It dries, it's clean, squeaky. So, a lot of people out there, it's like, damn, Jay's so forward, and he says that. Yeah, I do. When's the last time anybody was out there cranking people up and increasing the size of their brains? If that's not a reason to start listening to me, then trust your heart, because your heart will tell you the same thing. You all know me. I've been around forever. Almost. First one in the body with my better half, Lily. Anyway, that's what this crank up is about. I just went through hell. I've mentioned it a couple of times, and the body keeps going downhill and the brain keeps getting stronger. You ever feel like you're going forwards and backwards at the same time? Basically, that's life, ain't it? Sometimes it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or 1 step forward, 2 steps back, whatever. That's what the crank up's about. So, if nothing else, I expect before I leave, I'm going to hit some sick people, a certain part of their brain. Try to take care of them. Don't start sending orders in for trying to help heal you, folks. This is not something I can just do all over the place. Okay, out of the body, different. Now, when my source, after I've done this and I feel good about it, I'll extend that literally into the field. When my source family members go to crank you up and they release your energy at the end, if it's important to you for your job, it'll just happen. It'll just happen. Excuse me. I, however, okay, I will not foresee that happening before I leave. I don't see that happening before I leave. Kind of weird talking with myself. I'll talk to myself using other words, and that's how it's easier for me to see when my head's busy doing something else. It's a different part of me, but I already know, but whatever. Doesn't matter. So you can ask whoever's going to crank you up to do that. Well, it's going to be a natural thing, but very few people are going to have it actually opened up. Very, very few. But that's why it's important for me to do this before I go. I'm not opening up consults. I am not. If you go to thespiritualfoundation.com, on the front page, you see a little picture of me where I'm looking forward. Right underneath it, there's a little envelope icon. Click on that. Okay, click on that. Excuse me, that'll send, give you an email, open up an email for you to talk to Deanna. And just tell you want to do it. And whoever's first gets it. Whoever's first and, you know, pays for it. And that's it. My body's tired. My body's sick and falling apart. My blood sugar just went through the roof. This is all natural. It's happening for a reason. It's time. And it's to remind me and have a little faith that, yes, you're going finally. Just relax, you know. I have so much of my physical body falling away that it's, you know, there's no way to come back from this. And so that helps me relax. I look at animals, animal bodies, and they're almost all soul. Animal essence, what's 3 or 4 out of a million or something of animals. New animals being born, about 3 to 4 out of a million, have animal essence in them. And that's only because they have a special job. Animals are more and more coming up to people for help and stuff. You see it all over the internet. Well, inside they know that they go into the human part of what they used to. It's a natural thing that makes sense to them. I've always tried to tell you the most I can about everything. Our friends in space, our family in space coming here. I told you about the Drox setting up the force field, and that people would be taking the cameras and taking snapshots of starships burning up, and, you know, and voila, there they are. Starships falling out of the sky everywhere. Some of them lit on fire and making all these turns and everything. Yeah, that's an asteroid. I'm not laughing at anyone. I'm just laughing at the insanity that we live in. If I laugh at anyone, I laugh at myself. I've proven to you that in many ways no one can screw up better than me. I don't care. I keep going. Every mistake I make, I learn. I get stronger. I become more myself. But back to something I was saying earlier. My body is weaker. The body is falling apart. Good. It's supposed to be. My body energy is lower. There's less of me inside this body. But that also makes me stronger. That allows me to do what I couldn't do before. So, remember, your natural state is spirit, sentient energy, not in these bodies. Being in these bodies is a trip you go on. A lot of bumps on that road, too. Guess what? That highway's getting repaved, too. Anyway, so for a male and female that live together, and then for a friend, I want to find someone, hopefully in their 20s, that a male and female that might have children, because what I'm offering is very strong. Oh, and it's I think I mentioned already, folks, it's $900 for all 3 people. All 3 people crank up $900 total. It has to be done at the same time. They have to have Skype to connect. I told you the world was going to become aware that you and your abilities are real. But as you're waking up and getting ready, I got mine. I'm already proving it. You're going to show them the rest of it. You all have no idea how many of you, the vast majority of you that listen to me, are leaders. Over 70% of you are going to be leading. It's probably over 80% that's going to grow soon. So that's what matters. And I'm laying down a foundation where you can tell people, no, this is true. See, it was done already. That's all that matters. Anyway. Oh yeah, there's a new sphere. I'm not trying to make a million different spheres. The more I design for you, the more of a headache it is for me, for Deanna. Any sphere you buy will help you. Some of them made to relax and everything else. While I'm still here, when I make the shamanic journey spheres, I should have told you this a long time ago. Back when I used to be able to astral project, I can't. That's before the field. That's before part of me became the field. The bigger stuff got taken out. It was up to my energy out of the body to produce it. It has to be there. It's like making soup. You got to have water. That's all. An ingredient. Ground to walk on. Anyway, wow, my head's getting pounded. These shamanics, when I could astral project, I could actually be in a body and then just go everywhere, you know, through space, just fly around. So I'd take a piece of star essonite, which loves getting cranked up. I'd take a piece of star essonite, I'd hold it, put myself in it, crank it up, relax. As I'm holding it, relax and just take off and go through space. And look at, just literally go through space, look at everything, remember it, and then put that into that memory into the stone. And then I'd hand it to people that, I wouldn't tell anyone, I handed it to people that were sensitive, they could feel it, and they'd, whoa, I just saw stars. I love doing this, it's so cool. Anyway, I can't do that anymore because I can't travel. So it's not, I can't make it like a rocket. What may be good, it's less dizzy. But I do take the shamanic spheres and I make them so that you can relax and then you can feel yourself out in space and then everything out there softly opens up to you. That can make you dizzy enough, okay? The thing is, it'll be made so it doesn't make you dizzy, but that it helps you to travel wherever you want to go. Instead of you going on a journey through space, it opens everything up to you, so you can helps you go where you want to go. Now the new sphere, it's this Merlinite. It's Merlin sphere. It's not just Merlinite. This is some of the Merlinite. There's a couple different types. It usually comes from Madagascar. This is neat stone. Okay, the Merlinite, and then I also use very small pieces. Whoop. No, see, now this I want to, that type of Merlinite I'll keep in there. This will be for the other stuff. There's a couple different types I use. The type used will be relative to your own personal energy. Need to get more covers. Anyway, that was Merlinite. Now, can't hardly see this through it. This is shungite. Shungite is not cheap. Okay? I take the shungite, the Merlinite, star essonite. If you look at the the stone list at thespiritualfoundation.com for the new Merlin sphere. You'll see what, some of the major stuff that goes in it, not all of it. I never do that. It's like, if a guy's a chef, he gives you some of the basic ingredients. I want you to know about some of the nicer stones that are in there. A lot of these personal spheres, folks, I'll put if it's right for you, and only if it's right for you, I'll put aquamarine in it. That's not cheap. Okay? Those spheres ain't cheap. But what I'm putting in there isn't. Okay? These are expensive products. It's not like going to the sandbox, filling it up with sand and cranking it up. I can do that too. I can change literally the energy in stones, but no, it's not right. It's like rape. And besides, it's better. It's more normal like this. Normal, natural. That's good stuff. So anyway, what this does, it helps your energy. Your energy becomes stronger without having to solidify or anything, but it helps connect the core of your energy, and it goes into the head and it comes down. The way it flows, it almost looks like one of those recovery ships. Actually, one of the recovery attack ships. They don't just recover; they're not there just to recover, but also to attack and cause the issue, and to attack the underground bases, to actually attack it, cut it out, and then lift it up into it, and then put it into another ship, a larger ship. Anyway, the way it goes through the body and then goes through the head, comes down, and it helps connect everything together. Okay, now, they're the same cost as a personal sphere, but if you want one to be more to your type of energy, whether you're pineal, solar plexus, or heart-based, which one of those three fields is the strongest you have, then I'll add different stone there. That'll, excuse me, that'll kind of custom tailor it to you. But the thing is, you can't turn these into personal spheres. They're made to make the core and the brain and energy and everything work together and flow. Okay? There might be I'm trying to stay away from it. It's like a super sphere before I'm gone. I don't know about that. I don't want to do that. Besides, I'd have to have a large container. It'll be the size of a softball instead of a baseball. That would be the last thing I could possibly build for everyone. If I do, though, the Merlinite sphere will be part of it. So anyway, and then also there's one other sphere that I'll be building. That I am building now. I've talked about on video before. It's a max power sphere, but it's a max power full body sphere. Now, let me tell you right now, I need to have a much better video about talking about the spheres differences, so you know where to go and what to do. Okay, I've already put one out that's somewhat comprehensive, but that things keep changing. Not all the stones go in there. It's just adding something, and for me to be more complete with what I'm saying. In order, the max power sphere itself, that has got intensive energy in it. Okay, that's made to hit your body, increase your body, just cram your body with all the energy it can, and then that affects everything all through your body. Everything, your solar plexus, heart. I mean, the pineal scanner, everything. Okay, now the full body sphere. It's the full body sphere hits all the different energy focal points in your body, solar plexus, heart, and pineal. But the max power full body sphere, it's a max power sphere that had some of the dragon, a little bit of the dragon egg and star essonite taken out, so that it could have all the other stuff for the other three main chakras in there. The reason why, for a lot of you that sit down at a table and literally put out a play it like the Jararoon cards. A lot of you are doing that now. You're using the rune cards to work with each other, to help. It helps all of you grow together. I made these cards for a reason, folks. It wasn't for me. You have no idea how much it costs for these crazy things. I think it's $35 for the cards. That's more than what you're going to find hanging around. Number one, there's no such thing like it. Number two, we can only do it in small amounts. When the money's there, it'll be larger amounts, but not for a while. You have to make at least 1,000 of those things at one time to get a discount, and we get 100. That's all we can do. All this stone and everything is shungite. You get a bunch of pounds of shungite. You think you haven't spent some money? Oh yeah. Anyway, so the thing is that there are max power spheres you can put in the table. You can have people around it. You can be at work. Put it on your desk. You can put it anywhere you want. The max power that's the max power full body sphere. It hits all the different chakras. And if you're having a party, y'all just sitting back and kicking, it'll be sitting as long as you're within as long as everyone's within about 3 to 5 feet of the sphere, maybe 8 feet of the sphere, they're going to be getting cranked up. So this will be going on while you're there. Playing regular cards, reading, it doesn't matter. But when there's a bunch of people, the max power spheres reaches out further. Okay, it's easy for you to reach and grab it. It'll work better. But at the same time, it has all the different energy fields in it. So it'll have a stronger effect on everybody, on every different type of person, without being as intense. Okay, so it's got a little bit stronger manipulation of your body and everything, but it's not as intense. Folks, love you. Someone's about to get a treat. Found this one crank up. It's just one. So, love you. Have a good one. Okay. There's always something I forgot. For whoever wants to get this one consult, it's important you do this first. And for anyone else, this is good information to have, okay? Feeling your own aura. You have to find it. When you're pineal, you can feel it as pressure, warmth in the hands. When your heart, you can feel it the same way, maybe even tingling in your fingertips. When your solar plexus, you can still feel it many times the same way, with tingling in the fingertips, actually seeing through the scanner, actually seeing the energy, feeling the pressure in your hands and the palms, fingers. Whatever way you feel it, that's right. Remember, every single person is like a snowflake in the fact that there's a certain amount of differentiation between all of us, because we're all a different mixture of different frequencies and different amounts of each frequency. So that's what makes us all unique. My head's just getting whacked out. It has to get to where I can do what I need to. So anyway, you can feel energy in your hands, pull it apart, strong. Folks, it's part of who you are. A lot of folks call it Qi.E.G or something, I don't know. The more you do this, the more you become awake, use stone energy and stuff to help, the stronger you get. When you get cranked up, your brain grows. Up here you go. Take a look at this. Okay, see the glasses? See the slots in my head where the glasses go? I'm not getting some other super custom iframes made. That's the biggest they had, and that's what I had to do with. Anyway, you do change. It's time. It's time for all kinds of incredible things to happen for everyone, but especially those who care. Anyway, so what we have going here, your spirit, the strongest part of your energy, the sentient energy, the strongest part of your whole energetic field, it comes out, it goes through your core, comes out through the crown, through the upper crown, goes through all the crowns, hypothalamus, all the crowns, blah, 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 comes out on top of your head, goes through the filter, and then comes out. It's very strong. You put your hands up like this, you put it over your head, and then take your hands and put it like this, but go straight over your head, you're going to find out all of a sudden, okay, there's a little pressure or something. Okay, try to relax your arms. Let them be a little relaxed, but go like this, but go straight up over your head. See what you feel, okay? And then you go down a little slower till you think you feel something, okay? I'm going to go a little lower on purpose, okay? So you get a little lower, then you say, oh, I think I feel something. Go up, down, up, down. It might be way up here. I'm just doing this so you can see it on camera. So anyway, and that's where it is. I've seen people go like this before when they're trying to see it, and I can literally see right in here, that's the barrier. They're feeling the top and the bottom of it. When you do that, see if you feel a little bit of pressure. If you're feeling the bottom, see if you're feeling a little pressure up here, a little warmth, okay? But whatever, don't worry about it. Just keep going. Keep feeling it. And then when you think you feel something, relax. Go up a little higher. See, wait till you feel something different, then slowly go down again and see what you feel. Just take your time and play with it. There's no right, there's no wrong. We're learning. A little child picks up a bike, and the first time they try and they can't ride a bike, they're wrong. Hell no. They're in the middle of some serious learning. Anyone makes fun of a kid trying to learn how like that, they ought to get run over by a car. Screw them. Such a nice guy, huh? Anyway, the point being, it's all part of the process, folks. Just keep going. Don't stop. Don't beat yourself up inside. Okay? Very few people, especially the people that listen to me, you don't have many friends that are assholes, okay? We all have a few of them like that we run into. But don't worry about them. This is not about them. And how they feel about you is their problem. If it's not behooving for you, if it's not something that helps you, then it's their problem, not yours. Okay, you just release them. So anyway, now up over your head, you put your hands up over your head like this, go up, and you feel the energy as you go down. You feel the energy field. Now, as soon as you feel that and get used to it, okay, hold it right in there. See what you feel. It might be up here, it might be down here. There's no right or wrong. Everyone's different. And after a crank up, it'll never be the same. Anyway, it's stronger. Anyway, now take it to the side. As soon as you find the barrier right here, feel it, and then immediately go to the side of you. What do you feel? How do your hands feel there? Fingertips, hands, palms. What do you see? Register over here, over your head, and then immediately, once you feel it and understand it and accept it, then go to the side and see how they feel then. I need you to do that before we have this one consult, okay? Everyone should do it anyway, just when you feel something, that's you. I'm telling you, man, most everyone has no idea who they really are. It's time for us to find out. But anyway, folks, let's do that before having a consult, but you should do it all the time anyway. If you're just buying a sphere, a power-up sphere, or any of the spheres really, the ones about relaxing, emanating, they do the least to build up your power. But you know what? You're going to learn how to move your energy and how to make it flow. You're going to have help moving your energy. That's going to bring more of it out of you. That'll still move your aura up a little higher, to feel a little stronger, maybe the same place but stronger. If you can have someone take a picture of where your aura is, or if you have to, get in front of a mirror and just take one hand, keep it up there, and take a camera, do what do they call that, a selfie or something? I don't know. So just feel it up there. And then later on, after you had a sphere and you've had it laying next to you, give it 3-4 months. And then go feel it again. Take a picture of that and compare them. If you've been cranked up, before you do, get a piece of string, put it around your head, not tight, and then tie the knot and yank the knot real hard. And make sure it slips up and down your head with, next to no problem. Okay? It needs to slide up and down your head. Then wait about 4 months. And then take that same string and go to put it down on your head. As long as you're not, as long as you're 40 and younger, as long as you're eating good food, you have full nutrition, and not doing a bunch of drugs, you're going to find that it grows. Now, being older than that and your head growing, hey, folks, it's happened at 80. folks that are 80 years old. It's an individual thing, but I'm trying to give you something to count on, something to hold on to. As long as your nutrition and everything is right, then nutrition, no drugs, and your body's still in a strong state, your head grows. Anyway, just want to squeeze that in there. It's good exercise, if nothing else. Folks, love you, man. Have a good one.